So what y'all? Where y'all in the game? Like, what you rating it?
Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Maybe like an 8 out of 10.
So this nigga sucking dick.
Whoa, is that
This game?
You're not saying 8?
What's wrong with that?
This game is a million out of 10.
All right, I'm not gonna be.
So you're sucking dick.
Spoken like that. That's
He's just
yeah,
on
that's
another level of dick suckery.
Says.
I'm not. How am I dick suckering?
that is some. You are dick sucker and suckertash right now. What?
Hold on.
Hold on, wait, Moon. Where? How do I ask where you are without you potentially spoiling me?
Just
First?
DM him.
No. I got my third icon, and I'm leaving it at
Wait,
that.
you just got the third icon?
Thursday, because that's the last time I played.
Oh, you're further than I am.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be vague about it.
Once you get the third icon, like that scene, that shit was fire. That's all I'm saying.
Trust. I really want to get into it. I need y'all niggas to play so we can really get into it. But
I had Lotus get to a certain point, and that's where I kind of wanted Psy and Rhyme to be if they were gonna pop in. But like when you accept the truth, that is fucking bonkers.
Oh yeah, that.
That's like the opening, but that is so crazy.
overall, I've given it an 8, but like that's mainly because like I might have like little things like side quests, or whatever, and shit like that. But
oh yeah, you do side quests. That's where you fucked up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. You don't play most of the game. My fault.
Bro, side quests, like every game just wastes your time with side quests. Why would you do that?
No, but here's the thing though. I heard a lot of things from other people. There's a lot of like good shit once you have to trudge through like most of the side quests. Like a lot of like the good loot and abilities.
Well, the side quests that are actually like good that give you stuff have like a plus above.
There's prerequisites to like unlock those. You have to like do some quests first before you can see some of those plus.
That's how it was in 15.
So again,
that's interesting.
That's how it was in 15. Like,
okay. Af, do you care if I spoil some minor side quest plots that I just played? They're fucked up.
I mean, if you're telling me these side quests are shit, then go on.
They didn't unlock anything special for me. I'm just kind of doing them to doing them. But I did a couple side quests in the first few towns, and they were really like nothing. And it's like you don't get a lot for them, and they're not that good. And I'm like, whatever. But the side quests I just did was like they were going in on how poorly they treat the branded. Hey, Lotus.
Hey, talk about the wolf.
Yeah, I just.
Oh, I did that one.
I did the wolf.
That one was crazy. I did that one.
The one when the girl says she lost her.
Yeah, that one's right next to it. I just did that one.
Yeah, that one was wild. I mean, I knew where they were going with it first.
Those are definitely the two best side quests so far. From what I've played.
Nuts.
All the other ones were pretty boring fetch quest type shit.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been ready. I'm trying to die.
All right, bet. Welcome to the Everyday Beam Struggle. We do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. I wait for it. I wait for it at this point.
I ain't gonna hold you. No. Run it back. There wasn't enough gusto.
Bro, you just didn't do it fast enough, so I felt awkward. All right, my fault.
Run it back.
Welcome to the Everyday Beam Struggle. We do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yeah.
All right, there's the timing. There's a timing. We're back. You see who's here down below. It could be more, it could be less. Who knows? But you know what I'm saying? It's been a little bit. There's a lot that we've missed, but there's a lot that's happening now that, is happening now. But we talked about it a little bit before the beam started, and I kind of wanted to quickly start to kind of tie it in a little bit with Final Fantasy 16. We're not spoiling yet, but we will eventually, but not today. I wanted to ask y'all, because everybody in the call right now has played it. Toasty, did you play it, actually?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay, everybody but Toasty. So one thing that I said in the beginning, and I'm saying a lot of people say now, I'm curious what your guys' takes are, that this game doesn't really feel like a Final Fantasy game. Have you seen that? There's a few other takes too. Can you fill me in?
I have seen this.
Okay, you've probably been more locked in though. What are the other complaints people are saying as well?
So a lot of the complaints that I'm seeing is that it doesn't really have the identity of a Final Fantasy game.
So, but before we get off that, can I ask, why does this one feel less like a Final Fantasy game than 15?
It deadass just feels, so this is my first Final Fantasy, but it really just feels like niggas are saying that because it's not turn-based, and that's actual.
It hasn't been turn-based for a while though.
It hasn't been turn-based for over 20 years in the mainline game.
But if I recall, in 15 and even in 7, you had an option to play it like that. No, I remember you had
So
15.
kind of, but like not really. But so here's the thing though. Like I feel like ever since Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy has been a series that's kind of like reinvented itself with every iteration. Like 12 is entirely different from every other Final Fantasy game. So is, 11 was the MMO, 13, I mean, 13 is 13, 14 another MMO, 15 radically different as well. And this one like goes alongside that a little bit more too.
Even 7, because like at the time, like from 1 through 6, it was like away, and then when 7 came, some people felt like away initially when 7 dropped.
Yeah, because at the
7 was
active
really
time
different, 'cause
battle.
that was-
Yup.
Yeah, and that was the first 3D one, right? Because that's when it went from Nintendo to PlayStation on the
Yeah.
PS4 shit.
Well,
that was just
I was-
radically different in like every way.
I was gonna say the progression also strictly from a gameplay combat stance is it's like 13 crawled, so 15, like all 13 games crawled, so 15 could walk, so 16 could run, is what it feels like.
Wait,
that
hold
is
on.
true.
Well, but that doesn't make sense, right? Because they're just different games plays in general. Like, what do you mean by
Not
that?
really.
because-
No. There's a lot of identity from FF13 that is in these games. Like the whole stagger system and all that really came from Final Fantasy 13.
Yes.
That game started that. And then
Yes.
also Final Fantasy 13, for better or for worse, was kind of like a change in direction for like more linearity, I guess, in the series, which 15 was the exception to that rule. But Final Fantasy 13 was like historically called like Final Hallway 13 or whatever, because it was
linear
really
shit.
strict.
Yeah, linear as
Yeah.
fuck. Yes.
So I think there's a lot of other things like that really tie into it. But going back to Final Fantasy 16, I personally do not understand the claims that it's not like a regular Final Fantasy game, because I actually feel like this goes back to like the Final Fantasy roots more than like any other game. Like it's really about like the lore of the like icons or primal summons, whatever you know them as. Like these things are really heavily intertwined with the plot. And then also this game like sprinkles in so much like love and care from the Final Fantasy like series. Like there'll be like a song playing or whatever that sounds like some Game of Thrones song, but if you listen closely, there's like some Final Fantasy jingles in there too. And I think that permeates throughout like every aspect of the game type shit. And it's like, bro, this to me feels like exactly what the game has set itself out to be, an evolution of Final Fantasy, but it still does feel like Final Fantasy. I think another big thing that people are bitching about is like, quote unquote, like the game doesn't have like RPG elements or whatever, which again, I feel like that has been not really Final Fantasy's strong suits for a long time.
What elements is it missing?
Like a expansive skill tree, like stats on weapons
Job
and armor
class,
and all that stuff.
armor
well,
again.
the combat
Right.
itself in 16
kinda-
is more so like skill based than anything else. It's not tactical by any means. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Because that's the only thing. Because I agree with everything you're talking about, but it really is just the combat itself. No.
I mean, I guess that's what people are saying, but at the same time, like, I don't know why this game is catching the brunt of it when I feel like we've
Other games
known
have
that
done it.
this.
It was
Yeah,
gonna be
we've
like this for a
known
while.
this was gonna happen. Like FF15 came out, and then Remake came out, and then like what you thought they were gonna go back to like turn based. Like I don't understand what people are expecting.
So from
I
like
think everyone has their own different version of what their ideal Final Fantasy is. Because just like there's a lot of games that have definitely evolved over the times, and I'm pretty sure there's been pushback. I know people like when Pokemon started, doing certain things, people was like, "Oh, this isn't Pokemon," or like everyone grew up with a certain aspect of the game that they've come to know and love. So when it kind of changed, and if it changes in a way that they don't really, resonate with, I could kind of see how they can say, "This isn't my Final Fantasy. This isn't what I come to know and love from this series." So if they kind of take away the turn-based elements, which they can, which they've done for a while, so I don't know why this is the issue now for 16.
I think the biggest problem this game has, unfortunately, is that I think there actually is a lot of really interesting ways to engage with the combat and like to do like cool combos and to do all this crazy shit. The problem is that the game is just like, it's just too easy. So it never like, you never are required to do any of these crazy ass combos or do any of this min-maxing or really like figure out like which combo or which abilities combo together. So you don't like, it doesn't incentivize you to like actually sit there and experiment with the gameplay. But if you do experiment with the gameplay and take the time, I think you'll realize that this game is a lot more deep than you're giving it credit for.
I disagree too when you're saying that 15 didn't get the same criticism. I just think the internet wasn't like, we have like a whole culture of people bitching now that people just go full swing. That's probably why we're seeing it the way we are. But I know for a fact,
got criticized for a bunch of other shit.
Yeah. But I know for combat as well too. Like I remember seeing a lot of criticism on just the last boss, because people were complaining about like how the gameplay was in the same way how it is in 16, but then the last boss being just like some humanoid just like what is this game? Like, this is not Final Fantasy. But you know, that's a whole other thing. I feel like
I think that goes to the point though. Like, people have been saying, "Oh, this isn't Final Fantasy" for fucking years now. So it's like, okay, like
I agree with what you said when you compare it directly to like the Final Fantasy VII remake, because nobody complained about that at all. I have never seen people complain about that. But I don't know. Like for me, like I feel like I'm on the side where I kind of agree, where it doesn't feel necessarily Final Fantasy-esque. Because I feel like for me, some of the core memories I have are in like Final Fantasy X, where there was this one boss that just learns what you do. So you have to like think about it differently to play around it type shit, RPG wise. Final Fantasy 12, there was a fucking, I think it was like the fucking night boss dude. Like, the gameplay in that game is the same as in 14. So the thinking process is a little bit different, but there was a level of thought process I had to do to my loadout, how I use haste, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even in 15, I had to do that as well. Certain bosses, like when you fight the big fucking tree dude or whatever, I feel like there was a level of managing at least your items to beat certain things. But I feel like in 16, which this is, I only played 6 hours before the game came out, and within my 6 hours, it felt to me like if I'm just good at parrying and dodging, like I'm good. Is that
straight? Yeah.
Is that accurate?
I don't think that's a fault of the combat though, because there are really cool ways you can string together all of your abilities, and there's even ways to like, I don't want to like spoil anything for anybody, but there's a lot of interesting ways that you can interact with the combat, and it really opens up, I think, around hour like 10 or 11, 12, somewhere around there. But again, I think the problem is that it doesn't incentivize you to do it because the game is easy. You don't have to do that.
Yeah,
that is my biggest complaint.
Do you think if the game was more challenging, the perception around that would be different? Because I feel like the combat is actually pretty deep, and really you can be really creative and innovative with it. It's like with doing stuff with Torgal without getting into too much detail, or like the different abilities that you acquire, and you only acquire more the longer the game goes on. So it's like you have a lot of ways to approach how you play the game and how you engage with the combat. So I guess it's more so maybe not even necessarily that it's limited, because it's not. Do you think if the game was just harder and it just wasn't like, oh, if I can dodge and parry, then like I'm fine? Do you think that people would feel differently?
Maybe. I know for a fact the items that you add on to Torgal and certain characters, that feels like an RPG, but I guess in execution it just doesn't. It to me it's just very different from even 15 or 7 a little.
But from the way you described 15 to me, it sounded like it was just because you needed to manage shit in 15, and it's because 15 was a little bit more difficult. Like it fucks up if you don't. Because I'm with them that like the biggest problem for me with this game is that the game is piss easy. Like they have all these really cool DMC-esque things in it, because the guy who made DMC, did the combat for this or whatever. But DMC was hard, and you had to utilize the combos properly. And they gave you a letter grade to let you know if you were fucking it up or not, even if you were doing good. And this game doesn't have anything like that. You can kind of steamroll a lot of shit.
I think if this game added like a rating system on some DMC shit, I think that would alleviate a lot of the issues, because like the only way to know if you're playing well is if your enemies are dying. And obviously the enemies are piss easy to kill. So like you're killing them all. But if it was like, oh, you're killing them all, but you're killing them like a bitch ass nigga, like you got a C rating, like, oh, hold on now. Let me see what I don't
know if that was a hard mode.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I wish there was a hard mode.
I think there is, but you have to like
beat the item, right?
Yeah. No. I think New Game Plus is like what I guess we're looking for, but like you have to beat the game once, I guess.
Gaming journal is an item.
I've just been seeing people do stuff like limit themselves, like, oh, I'm not gonna get any new weapons, or I won't use potions or shit like that, just to make the game more challenging.
But then it's like, I guess, yeah. That would get that. I will say to the positive of the game, because what Omega was talking about, where it said like the lore and everything. I feel like if this is your first Final Fantasy game, you play this one, and then you can play each and every one of them and just see the how like the one thing about Final Fantasy, you can play each one in any order and the stories don't cross over like that, but there's a lot of things that trickle over. I feel like this game like perfectly like encapsulates everything that is in Final Fantasy, that is sprinkled throughout in a very compact, nice, neat way, with a lore on one side and a really good story on another. Like it's really
I would agree.
Yeah.
Because like you'll be seeing like Ifrit in every other Final Fantasy game. We're seeing like Shiva, and you're like, oh my god, I saw that in FF16.
Yeah,
so, I get
this game will make you think Ifrit is that nigga, but he gets bodied and just like out leveled in every other game.
I'm not
him.
Ifrit is that nigga, bro.
Ifrit is that nigga, but this is the only game where he's really that nigga. In every other game, he's cool in the beginning, and then he's like forgotten about very quickly.
I completely forgot Phoenix was a Final Fantasy summon.
Yeah,
I didn't pay attention to like the trailers or anything like that. But yeah.
But I was gonna say that's what kind of goes what Final Fantasy is all about. They always take like very similar things, like the character Sid or Ifrit or like just certain characters and names, and remix them in a way. So like, yeah, maybe in past installments, Ifrit may or may not be him, but like this one, they kind of put it on its head. And I like how you go into Final Fantasy and not know how exactly they're going to take like the things you know and like present them themselves to you. You know.
Yeah.
We all agree Sid is the greatest character in fiction.
This is the best Sid. This is the best Sid, bro.
This
is
it's a damn
best character.
Oh my! What's the actor's name? Where's Kaggy? Oh, what is his voice actor, bro? His voice. I don't know if he chews cigarettes or whatnot, but his voice is so smooth on the ears. I need that.
Yeah,
it's crazy. By the way,
well,
City Boys.
We also have been gone for a little bit, and there's been a few things that has happened amongst us being gone. One of the things I did want to kind of talk about, because I know it affects, and you guys have a lot to chime in on about it too, is the partner program on Twitch. I know a lot of people were complaining about it, saying it was good and it was bad. What is, because you guys stream more like Moon, Lotus, Omega Thunder, like you guys in there with it. So like, what is your takes on the partner program as a whole, like with where it stands?
So just the new stuff, or
but also introduce what it is too when you explain it.
Omega, you want to?
This one. So there's a new policy on Twitch where if you are a Twitch partner, you're eligible to receive a new sort of contract called the Twitch Partner Plus program. So pretty much how this works is that if you can maintain 350 unique individual subscribers for a year period, then you'll be upgraded to, or for 3 months rather, then for a year, you will have a 70-30 sub split up to $100,000. Now, what that means is that that Twitch Primes and gift subs do not count. You need 350 like individual people to subscribe to your channel for 3 months straight to be eligible for this. And that's pretty much like the requirement to get into this. Now,
hold on real quick. From my understanding, though, that will count toward the 70-30 split. Like once you receive it, like once you start getting the splits, those primes and gifts will count for the extra money you're making.
Wasn't there one group of subs that wouldn't count? Was it primes? I think
it's primes. I don't think primes count for 70-30, but everything else does.
Prime might be going away soon. I have a feeling.
Prime.
I've been hearing big rumors about that. But where's that coming from? We can talk
about that.
Okay, go on.
Because they keep doing things that like seem like they're gonna phase it out, but we can talk about that.
Still here. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so pretty much a lot of people are very upset about this, and I understand why. More people just want a better sub split in general. They don't want any stipulations around that, and I agree with that. That would be great, but this is infinitely better than what it was before to get a 70-30 sub split. I'm sure we're all familiar with it. But pretty much what you had to do before this Partner Plus program was there was like this hidden rule that if you had 500 individual unique subs, again.
Okay, I lived through this and barely didn't get it. Can I break this one down?
You go for it.
Okay, so you basically had to first hear the alleged rumor of the 70-30 sub split, and then you had to know a guy. Okay, then you had to know a guy, and I had a partner manager at the time who I didn't email because I don't need much, right? But I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, is this shit real?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do I have the numbers for it?" And he's like, "Yeah, but you got to hold it for 3 months." And on 2 or 3 different occasions, I hit the numbers. I think it was 500 or 600 subs, not including gifted, not including primes. Okay, it was 600 sub points, not including gifted, not including prime. I think is what it was, because the sub point system was up by then. I hit this probably 2 or 3 different times, but I didn't consistently hold it and never drop it for a 3-month period, so I never actually wound up with it. But the idea to get it was way worse. It was way harder. And I bet there were a lot of streamers out there that could have had it and just never heard the rumor in the wind and never knew who to ask for it if they had heard it.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't have
So,
the means to.
I
It
feel like
being
there's
a
a lot
public
of,
thing that people can actually apply for now is much better.
I feel like there's a lot, and I mean a lot of misinformation I see going around just out of like ignorance. And I don't mean that in like the derogatory way, but I mean like the literal definition of like genuine ignorance of people who just don't know what they're talking about, even though they think that they do. Because like I'll be a little bit transparent. Like I knew about it, right? Because we like as streamers, like we know.
Yeah, this
like,
has been a
there was-
thing,
that
but
that
not
the 730 split was a
advertised.
thing. So and again, like that number that got passed around between circles, like yo, if you hold like 500 subs out that without primes and without gifted, you'll be eligible for it. I had the 500 plus for over a year straight. I was holding that, and when I first asked Twitch about it, they pretended like that shit didn't exist. They were like, yeah, no one has a 70-30 split. I'm like, okay, so you're just straight up lying to me. And then eventually, when they started acknowledging that it existed, I just was getting told no. So like I see so many people that are acting like, oh, this only benefits people who had it in the first place. First of all, that's just completely fucking wrong. In fact, people who had the 70-30 split before benefit less than niggas like us here in this call do now that didn't have it before, but now likely will if we're able to maintain our numbers and shit. Because like I'm someone who's I'm going to be eligible for it when it does come around, most likely, unless I fall off really hard or something, right? And I just see so many people like Omega said, I understand like 70-30 should just be the base, like everybody should have it. But there's so many people I see in an uproar that are just saying, oh, this only benefits people who already had it in the first place, and like, you know,
This isn't going to do anything for anybody.
Yeah, this doesn't do anything for everybody, and I understand for
changing
sure.
my life.
I would say no, but like,
Yeah.
like I don't know how you want to classify like literally us in this call, like our level, like mid-level streamer,
definitely
or what.
mid-range. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like we will benefit greatly. So I understand that like our perspective and our biases are going to be in a certain place, and it's like our perspective is skewed because we are benefiting. But I just want to break the belief of the idea that this isn't helping anyone, because it is helping out people. Now it's a small group, because like it says that like we also, the numbers going around where there's like 40,000 partners stream rate and only like a little over 1,000 people will benefit from this. So that makes people think, oh, only 1,000 people, it's going to be everybody who already had it. It's like no. Most of us did not actually have it. It was a very elite, selective, exclusive group where you had to not only know about it, but then you had to know somebody who knew somebody or have a special connection or something. Because even if you met the so-called requirements, just like when you're trying to become partner at first, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to give it to you. Because
at least with this, if you get the numbers, you automatically get enrolled to it. Like you don't even got to do nothing.
Yeah, because I had that shit.
Oh, that's really, I didn't know that. Wow.
They did not give it. Give it to
everybody
me, bro.
knows it exists and has access to it. Thank
So
God.
what I wanted to know,
you have a hard milestone to work toward.
But I wanted to know, because I see people like complaining about this. Isn't this way better than what it used to be?
Yes, like immensely.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, so here's the flip: is that you have a bunch of people who weren't going to see the old one, and they're not going to see the new one unless they like up their numbers, who are upset about it. And then on the top end of it, people who genuinely used to have the 70-30 split uncapped are now capped at 100K. So they're mad at it too, because the 70-30 split only works until you earn 100K for the year, and then it goes back to a 50-50 for whatever you earn for the rest of the year.
Here's the thing that never made sense to me. Yes, I think it's bullshit that Twitch has the lowest sub splits out of every platform, right?
Agreed.
But you have niggas that are mad that like they feel like they're losing out on the 70-30 when it's like Thunder said, you weren't eligible for it at any point. So the fact that they took it away and brought it back, like they actually made the restrictions
the fact that they've now given you a goal to work towards, it's real,
right
now.
But even crazier than that, I've seen people mad at the fact that it caps at 100K. First of all, none of us are making 100K a year, I don't think, off of Twitch alone anyways.
Off
and
Twitch subs.
The off Twitch subs, right? And then
Twitch.
the folks that are mad about this, I don't know how else to say this in any other way, nigga. You not close to that either. So why are you even upset about that? And the folks that are getting over 100K in Twitch subs,
Like, nigga, you making
you
a lot.
won't even bother.
you're making
a
100K, nigga. Who cares?
Yeah.
And again, if you are the type of creator that can earn $100,000 a year off of Twitch subs alone, that means your
That's what's
ad
sad.
revenue is crazy. That means your sponsorships are crazy.
You probably got a YouTube.
You probably got a
Odds are
YouTube
you have
channel. Like,
multiple streams of revenue. So you're probably
Yes,
racking in
you
2 or 3
are
times that amount at least.
This is not
You
bothering
are
you either
fine.
way. Yeah.
You making 6 figures at all? I'm just like, bro, wham, bro.
Yeah,
Shut
right.
up,
Like, shut.
bro.
I'm never.
Like,
if you're making 100 bands, I'm not feeling bad for you. Like, I'm gonna be
especially
honest.
because, like, dog, you're gonna give most of your shit to the government anyway,
I-
bro. You're
I
not.
will
Like,
say-
why are you crying?
I'd rather the money be in their hands than Amazon's, but yeah.
Right. I would agree. Yeah.
See,
I think
I think
Yeah,
it's
as I'm saying, obviously we just talked a little bit of shit, but it's like there are people who would meet that threshold, and then I guess they're technically losing money compared to the old contract that they had, which I understand is complete bullshit. Some of them didn't have it, but it's like there are people who are struggling a lot more than you are by you being capped at 100K.
I feel
basically
like
what
I
you're
feel like
getting
my biggest problem with it, which I can understand the complaints, is like when you hear how Twitch talks about why things are the way they are, talking about like we're a team, so this is why. Like I think that's just such a bullshit answer to me.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
just
there was
PR
another
speak.
thing
Yeah.
I saw recently. This Twitter guy who he interviewed both Kick and like Twitch, and like the Twitch dude said some shit to the degree of like what makes us better is like I don't want to misquote it. It was something along.
I remember what you're. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about,
can
but I
you-
do forget.
Yeah,
I forgot what he said. He said
the
some
community
bullshit,
or the people or something. I'm like, bro,
though. No,
like
he said. Oh, the reason why we're the best because we give you like a stage. to,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
be
yeah.
on or
There
something
you
like
go.
that.
There you go. I'm just like,
Yeah, that's-
brother, like we're too late in the game for these answers. Like I'm gonna need something else. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like 2 things. I mean, number 1, he's a dork for saying that, but number 2, something that I was thinking about the other day is you have all these people like complaining and like, oh, Twitch is the worst, and you could move somewhere else. And the more I thought about it, I don't think TikTok has a streaming exclusivity thing. I don't believe Kick has a streaming exclusivity thing. YouTube does not have one, and I'm pretty sure Facebook Gaming doesn't either. And the more I thought about it, it was like Twitch is still on top right now. I mean, even if you consider Kick on the come up or whatever, and YouTube doing its own thing, but people choose to stream on Twitch over not just a single other website. People choose to stream on Twitch over literally every other website because you could simultaneously stream to every other website at once if you wanted to. I don't know. I know I see a lot of people bitching all the time, but it's like Twitch is still better than all the other options combined right now, or more people would be doing that.
Here's the exact. I said this on my stream mad times. The thing is as fucked up as it sounds, there is no other platform even worth looking at right now if you want to be a streamer. And here, in my opinion, for me personally, before niggas start like crying and throwing up and coming all over themselves, for me, because here are my options. I have a Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. Facebook, I mean, immediately that shit is canceled. Rumble, I don't really feel like being on a platform with like Sneeko and Nazis and all this other crazy shit. Not really for me. That's not an option. And then we have YouTube, which has probably the worst viewing experience, the worst chatting experience, the worst live stream experience, period.
That's
like,
the biggest thing
bro,
holding back
bro,
YouTube as well.
Yeah, that
can
shit
we-
is ass.
Can we talk real quick how god awful some of those TikTok streamers are, bro? Have you seen niggas just like
They're terrible.
e-begging
They're terrible.
egregiously? There was one dude I would see a lot, bro. I'm just
Okay.
like, go on.
No, I've seen all right, and I don't want to like come off away, but like I've seen stuff of like very like Middle Eastern kind of like TikTok. It was like they have like their children on and like they're begging, and it was like I don't know
I've
if this
seen
should
that.
even be. I don't know if this should be legal to do. Some of it's kind of like it feels dirty watching
TikTok
it. That's all I'm gonna
streamers be steady begging every few
Yeah.
seconds.
Bro.
for a
They have their
gallon
kids
or
on there
fucking whatever the
begging.
fuck that
Like
shit is.
that shit hiker reminds me of like when you see like homeless or close to homeless or struggling people like on the side of the street and like they got their kids out there and shit. It's like, oh, you like this is OD. Like you got the kids out here on the side of the street with you. Like and like
it
obviously
doesn't
they're
feel good to watch. It's like this feels
right. And let me just clarify. Like obviously there are people out there who are going through all types of situations. I'm not judging people or saying
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about like people who like don't need to have their kids out there but do and are trying to earn pity or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
So
shit like
I don't know if
that.
you guys knew this, but that's actually like a big ass business in a lot of those like developing countries or third world countries. There'll be like a businessman pretty much, and he hands out like iPhones or Android phones or whatever to like families to like pretty much do this begging bullshit, and he rakes in like all the money and pays them a cut of what they get from the TikTok streams.
Really? Wait,
That's-
where'd you hear about that from?
I think it was a YouTube video or some shit I watched a while ago.
I saw a Twitter thread of people like pinpointing it down, but that it's just I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Nah, I think the one dude that I saw, I don't know if you saw it, he's like low key big for this, where he's just like, you do not gift another galaxy, or I'm gonna like break down this thing I'm building. Don't send another galaxy, fake crying or some shit.
No, don't suck my dick.
Yeah, he's like, yo guys, why did you send me a galaxy? Oh no, it's done all over. And for those of you guys who don't know, like a galaxy is basically like they're sending money, basically. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So he's
the
saying,
worst
please
shit
don't.
on the planet is like every time I'm scrolling and I see somebody like doing that thing where they're like where they're trying to like peel a grape without popping it or some shit. They're like, if we can get one more galaxy, I'm gonna try another grape, guys. I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, just I need to see you do it one time, please.
I swear, if I see another nigga put a rubber band around a watermelon, I'm gonna.
Shit, but I haven't seen any of this shit. But I thought I was like, I don't be on TikTok like that. Like I have the app, but I literally open it when Eunice sends me shit. I see what she sent me, then I close the app. So
I still don't have a TikTok.
I used to be a heavy TikTok hater, but I've changed sides.
Bro, you see one.
Find me.
Yeah.
I go through like phases like where I can't get off of TikTok and then I just won't use it for like 3 months. But then there'll be that one time I'm taking a shit. I'm like, oh, let's see what's going on TikTok. Next thing I know, my legs are numb. I can't walk.
Bro, yo, I knew TikTok was too meta when I started watching like 4 movies on that bitch, bro. I saw the Flash on TikTok. I saw the Flash on TikTok. I saw Puss in Boots on TikTok, bro.
They got 'em.
Like I'm locked in, bro. It was like fucking 30 parts. No, it wasn't, bro. I was locked in. I was in bed, comfy as fuck. I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
But you told me that you don't even turn. It's not even the ones that you could turn sideways and shit. You're watching.
It's not.
It
I'm in this bitch holding it. I'm holding it, bro. I'm locked in.
Bro, you should talk film. You should get and interview filmmakers and tell them you watch their movie like that. I just want to see their face when you tell them that you watch their shit on TikTok in 30 parts,
fucking parts.
but not even in 16:9. You watched it when it was boxed in. To like
when are they gonna upload all of Naruto on TikTok?
Oh my
God. Bro, yo, I promise you, I'd lock into an arc at least. For one arc.
That reminds me of the tweet that I made the other day, which got a lot more attention. Yeah, the fucking when you had to watch anime on YouTube. Like, granted, there was even shit before people talking about like tapes and torrenting and all this shit, but I'm talking about like back in the YouTube days of watching Naruto episode 37, and you on this one channel, and then you get to episode 37, part 1 of 2, and they don't have part 2, so then you got to go to another channel to find episode 37, but it's split into 3 parts, and it's in a different language, and the audio is worse, and they don't have part 1, so you got to go halfway through part 2.
Niggas do not know how good they have it, man. Like, you guys don't know.
Bro, that's how niggas used to have to watch anime. Before Crunchyroll existed, that's how niggas had to watch anime on YouTube, bro. It was like 3 parts.
I low key want to touch on that.
Real quick, am I insane, or did Crunchyroll like start off as like an illegal site?
No, that's legit.
I thought I made that shit up.
What?
No, Crunchyroll used to be a piracy site, and then eventually they actually got proper licensing and everything and became a legitimate streaming site. When I first found out about Crunchyroll, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a legal streaming site. I thought it was, but it wasn't.
You either get DMCA'd or you live long enough to see yourself become the hero. What the fuck? What the fuck is
Imagine
that?
we see Kiss Anime next up. Bro,
I ran you out once and I'll do it again.
Bro, so low key, what I'm curious about, because I see a lot of animes and movies on TikTok, and it doesn't seem like there's nowhere in sight it's going to be regulated, which we all know eventually it can't be there, right?
It always comes to a head.
Yeah, because
it almost feels like TikTok is like too big to regulate that.
Yeah. Here's the problem. TikTok will never even have the pipe dream that YouTube had of having manual people go over it because there's too much fucking content. But if you put a bot out and the bots start getting false hits, real channels are going down by the millions.
Oh wait.
But what I want to say is like, maybe there's something we don't know to this, because I saw XQC stream Breaking Bad and the Batman shit back to back after a warning, bro. Maybe there's a loophole. I don't know. Maybe there has to be.
It's only a matter of time. Whatever happened to Twitch a while back with the whole DMCA Mageddon, that's gonna happen to Kick. It's just right now, they're not on the radar.
Oh, wait, were we talking about Kick or TikTok?
Well, just in general, like in general, both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember though during the TikTok trial shits, like the motherfucker who is apparently in charge of the shit said it will never be like controlled by any government. We know that's not true, but it won't be controlled by the American government. So I guess, does it even fall under copyright law? Can they like, I really wonder actually, like since copyright law is part of like the American justice system for like a most part.
Well, I think it also depends on, that's another thing that makes it kind of hard is like different countries and their regulations and shit. So yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
Is the length of an
I know
average TikTok?
Kick is gonna happen too. It depends. They've been increasing it like steadily. Like it used to be only like what 1 minute, and now it's like fucking like 10 minutes is the limit that you can have. So it just really depends. But like it's gonna happen with Kick because it just needs to get the attention of the people who like, especially like people from Breaking Bad. Like I feel like that's
bro, because I swear with XQC specifically, which was so interesting to me. At first I'm like, yo, this guy's stupid. Like, well, of course you can't stream Batman. And he got a warning. Everybody, I saw like all over like the Twitter and everything. And then I see him go back with Breaking Bad. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know something because there's just no.
Nah, I don't know why he did that. Like, I legit like it doesn't make any sense to me.
But at the end of the day, though, like it's essentially just trying to like be led by fear, though. Because think about it with Twitch, like how many people did we actually hear got banned? Not even suspended, banned for watching shows and shit. Like we probably heard of like 2 people get like actually taken down for that shit. But after that, people just didn't do it because they didn't want to get taken down later. But I'm sorry, they probably ain't looking at people who got like, you know, less than 50K or less than 20K or less than 10K viewers. Like for the most, it's just too much for them to like take down separately. Because each of them, unless they sue Twitch outright, which they can't do, they have to go to every specific person who's streaming that content within the time.
So you're telling me to hop back on Vampire Diaries is what you're saying?
See, I don't know. I'm just saying, whoever your main op was at that moment just knew somebody who worked on Vampire Diaries, said, this is my chance. ABC, get him. Like, because like, there's no way. I'm sorry.
That shit was crazy, bro.
You being like, what? How many views did you have at that moment? Like, what, like 300, 500? Like,
I'm not going to snitch, but I've seen niggas like literally have the Netflix HUD up while they're watching shit on stream. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Bro, I streamed like Vampire Diaries for 30 minutes. I'm banned? What the fuck?
And I'm the problem?
I'm saying you talking to me. Like, you know.
Hey, I wasn't, you know.
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
I saw Toasty was scrolling through HBO Max.
Yo, Toasty, when Toasty was streaming like that, this nigga was watching film. He was watching cinema.
Since we just talking about now,
bro,
this
motherfucker watched. I'm not trying to dry snitch, but there were seasons of Spider-Man that were watched. The nigga, it was over.
My name is Walter Hartwell. I'm just saying, bro. That shit exists no more, bro. There was shit like for 20 minutes, and then nobody was actually.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Toasty really got partner off of watching Chowder, man. That
crazy. Bro, fucking facts, dude. This nigga had the ultimate loophole.
All you had to do was delete your VODs, bro.
Bro, the Twitch staff was like, why do you have so many good analytics? You don't have any VODs. Like, what is going on?
He's like, huh?
I forgot to save my VODs. I don't know.
To be fair, Twitch does have access to those VODs. They could have checked. They just didn't.
That's just great for them, but they ain't doing that shit, bro. I didn't have enough viewers for that. They don't care, you know? That's what I'm saying, bro. They can't regulate everybody. They can't. It's not possible.
Can't regulate
Get us all at once.
No, they literally can't, though. With how big it is, like, think about how many people were watching Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares, bro. Like, they can't
I feel like,
go out and give everybody a DMCA. It's impossible.
I feel like in Gordon Ramsay's case, I think he low-key needs to thank streamers because
bro,
I feel like
that's the most exposure ever. Like,
I feel like they carry this nigga's legacy, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
It's a rite of passage for a streamer to at least like an episode of Hell's Kitchen or Kitchen Night.
You haven't done one Hell's Kitchen season.
You gotta run it at least one time.
Are you even trying?
I am in the group of people who has not watched a single episode of Hell's Kitchen.
Like ever, not even casually.
Exclusively through Moon.
I mean, I've seen pieces of it because I've seen all of you niggas stream it, but I've never sat down in my life and watched a single episode of that show, let alone streamed it. I'm
telling you, it just takes one episode and you're kind of hooked. It's like
I believe it. I've just never done it.
Yeah. I remember when people would come in my chat being like, do you have permission to stream this? I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to talk to you, officer. Like, I don't know what the fuck you coming in my chat for, asking my permission. Why do you give a fuck, nigga?
But I will say, like,
18 years old in his bedroom and he's asking me if I have permission. Like, fuck off.
I will say, like, especially with like XQC on kicking and shit like that right now, it's like the early days of Twitch because like similar shit was happening on Twitch before like DMCA even occurred. And like you said, for TikTok, and I don't know if it happens on YouTube. I don't even know what the YouTube is so like fragmented. I don't even know what the landscape of YouTube is right now.
With YouTube, if you watch like even another person's YouTube video, like your shit's getting taken down. Because like Ludwig talked about that. Because when he started streaming, he was like watching a person's YouTube channel, and like the YouTube like copyright system automatically detected it, and it took his stream down.
I feel like with YouTube specifically, it has like negative favoritism, because like the bigger you are, the less you can get away with shit. Because I remember myself, like I used to do the anime reaction shits, right, and I would get away with it like crazy. But then when I started getting like 1 million subscribers, bro, I literally was fighting with whoever the fuck handles My Hero Academia for an episode. They went in my business email. We're talking like back and forth about why I can and cannot have this. I'm like, brother, like I do not want to deal with this. Just let me do this, please. I can show you the rules.
I hope to live in a world one day where like these companies realize like how valuable it is for like streamers to like watch it. Yes, I think that there are streamers that just like throw it on and then it's like pretty much like lazily watching stuff. And I do think there should be a limit, but like I feel like allowing YouTubers to react to the new anime episode every week would be a very smart decision. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? Or?
I hella agree. Like I think literally it's like, because you can make the argument for like people like Speed, for instance, right? Who the fuck ever talks about or sees people talk about soccer? But now you see him like, you know, as big as he is and liking it to the degree he is.
The biggest sport in the world?
Okay, yeah, sure, but I'm saying like on a day-to-day with memes and all that shit.
Like I think he's talking about like Twitter culture.
Like Twitter culture, sure. Like you could see like the effect of someone who is bigger talking about it. You see it everywhere type shit is what I'm basically saying. It's like that with anime is a W. Like it will get your show out there. You want that. Why wouldn't you? You know?
Like just imagine when Demon Slayer went viral type shit. If you had like YouTuber, if you had like Afro fucking, you know, his reaction up, that's a 2 million view video right there, bro. Like I just feel like I don't know, man, bro. Yeah, with Demon Slayer when it went viral.
No, I said thanks.
I think it's
thanks. I think you think.
No. I think it's a lot more crazy with music, because like music is the really dumb one to me, because like nigga, no one's going to someone's stream. To listen to an album instead of like paying to listen to like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like me casually having Uzi in the back of my fucking stream is not taken away from Uzi's pockets. I promise. It's not taken away from the record label's pockets.
And even so, like, and I'm pretty sure we've all come across like a situation where we're playing a song and somebody's just like, yo, what song is that? And you know damn well they're gonna find that song and listen on their own too. Like,
no, that's what I was about to say. The amount of people on a daily basis, and I don't even really play DMCA, or at least I try not to. Like I'll constantly looking for like new music shit I can play on stream, right? But the amount of niggas I have put on to artists that I like, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis, basically on stream, is, you know what I'm saying? Like none of these niggas who watched me knew who Deco was. None of these niggas knew who Kenny Mason was. None of these niggas knew about Deep October. Like these are all artists that are growing. Not that, I mean, granted, these niggas are talented. And they were, you know what I'm saying, they were going to become successful because of their talent, not because of a Lotus Lost Accord stream. But I'm just saying, like, literally hundreds of people have been put onto these artists who would have not known about them otherwise because they heard it in my stream and now they're regular consumers of their music. You know what I'm saying?
I think the music one is especially egregious because it's like everybody in the world has like Spotify or Apple Music, $10 a month. They can listen to every song ever fucking recorded pretty much. Like that makes no sense to me.
Like
so I can't listen to Lotus listen to music, but I have to listen to Funk Flex on the radio, throw 9 bombs over my favorite song.
Nah, that's facts. I had a transition.
There should be TikTok not DJs, but TikTok fucking radio motherfuckers anyway, because it makes sense to like have somebody like be playing music that you like, because they do that anyway on like YouTube and shit. There's like all these music streams and shit. And for some reason they chilling.
Bro, I really wanted to do my own like little radio show thing on Twitch where I made like a playlist or whatever and did like just like a radio show. I played music and shit, talked a little bit. But you can't fucking do that, bro. It's just whack. Shit sounds fun.
Actually.
Right.
Hold on, bro. I had a transition, but I gotta clutch up, bro.
Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite.
It's our first time in a while. He's a little bit rusty. He got to oil up.
Motherfucker he's not been doing. He's looking through Twitter for people to master and get his.
I just got alt. It's your fault, Toasty. Why'd you had a whole paragraph, bro? What am I supposed to do when you're talking to me in my fucking ear? It just died. That's insane. Thanks.
Why are you listening to me?
Never mind. My team got it. My team got it. We got goats live on air, bro.
I wasn't even talking to you. You're welcome.
You were about to get it explained to you why this was all your fault, Toasty. You better believe it.
You know, Toasty. Sometimes you really just make me too mad. But have you
Nice.
seen the too mad shit?
Oh
I did not
my
like
god,
that.
bro.
I'm giving a C rank
Okay.
for that one.
Bro.
You didn't try. You did not try.
Bro,
You did not try.
bro. I'm in a game. I'm trying to clutch.
Okay,
I saw this nigga trending on Twitter. I don't know who Too Mad is.
this is the one time where like I'm not tapped into the drama. I don't know who this nigga
Alright,
is, and
bro.
I don't even know why
This
he's
is-
going
Lock
trending.
in,
So
lock
you
in,
niggas
brother.
need to fill me.
Lock in,
You
brother.
niggas need to
The
fill
time
me
I'd
in.
heard this dude
So let's
before, it was usually because he was doing something dumb. That's all I know. Anyway.
Yes, this is accurate.
Apparently
So
he's doing
this shit came out of nowhere for me because I was like late night, you know what I'm saying, just like, all right, I don't know what the fuck to do in my life. Then I see Too Mad trending. I'm like, oh, probably some fucking whoever, what was that fucking Belle Delphine shit? I'm thinking it was some meme shit going on. I'm like, all right.
Wait, what Belle Delphine shit?
It was like a meme shit that I seen them do, and it was trending one time a long time ago. So I thought it was like something regarding some meme shit, right? So then I see like Drama Alert talking about it, and this is like an off topic, but there's one pattern with Keemstar which I always find so funny. Anybody that ever claps at Keemstar, if they dare fuck up one day, he's double tripling down, right?
He
And-
literally puts them on.
yeah,
a list.
yeah. He makes sure to put them on a t-shirt. And I remember it a long time ago. Too Mad made a video on Keemstar that was a little redundant with, I guess, what people
So
would
Too
cancel
Mad
him
is a
for.
YouTuber.
Yes, he's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber.
Okay.
His videos are probably not for any of us in call, but more the younger generation. It's very, very memey. Like you got to be like at least
So
in
they're
the
terrible.
single digit. They're pretty bad. Not my cup of tea, but I definitely did like. I respected what he built. That's the best way I'll put it. So I will always keep an eye on just to see if I can learn something that wasn't what was very different from me. Anyways, I see Keemstar doing double down on this. So basically, there was a list of things he did. All right, it's a combo. So buckle up. So first things first, a girl that he dated at one point or was interested into ousted him for SA and for him harassing her for 7 months after it happened. I guess
Jesus.
she didn't respond back after the incident happened, and then he sent a plethora of text messages that she showed, a video where he kind of admitted to doing something that was against what she wanted and for a self-serving purpose. It was just a lot, but the messages, brother, were ridiculous. They're crazy. Like I saw, I was reading it, and like, if you don't know Too Mad, I get it, but I always wonder if this person is like this in real life as he is in videos, because basically he'll just do edits, will just put like meme sound effects all over the place, right? And then in the text messages, like he would say something to this girl, and then he did an asterisk Majora's Mask sound effect. I'm like, bro, homie is editing in
no
text messages.
way.
He really is the same
What
way.
I have learned over the years with Twitch and YouTube is that if somebody seems like a piece of shit in their videos, they are a piece of shit in real life. It's not a character. And typically, if someone doesn't seem like a bad person and they are like really nice in their videos, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
But the niggas who like pretend to be a shitty person always end up being a shitty person. It's not a character.
Okay,
Some of them can hide it
but here's the combo. But here's the combo,
Except
right?
me.
So he's getting canceled for this, and then he tries to meme it as, I guess that's his character. So then he posts a picture of a girl that he's saying is my new girlfriend. It turns out the girl that he posted was a trans girl that ended up that killed himself or got murdered, one of the two. And then when he learned that was the case, he doubled down on it for
What do you
no
mean double down?
like he just said he did that. Like he said, yeah, I did that shit, basically. Yeah. And then amongst all of that in between shit, he just was further not only doubling down on everything he did before, but just memeing in a way as if nothing's like happening and just everybody's
How old
blowing
is
it
he?
up further.
Can I?
He's a 27-year-old guy.
He's like
He's
around,
20
he's around our age.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know about you guys. I just turned 25 personally. I'm not you guys.
I also just had my 25th birthday. today.
I got my first colonoscopy. I'm 55, bro. I'm no longer around that age range.
My fault.
He also changed his his Twitter
Yeah, speak for yourself,
his Twitter
buddy.
handle to guilty until proven innocent. So
Yeah, like it is actually something I've never
Very
seen
manic
before
behavior.
when it
Like
comes
I tried to catch up on like the drum, but when I went on his like Twitter, I was scrolling through it, and
sorry,
it was
the what?
like
What?
the drum.
The drum.
Anyway.
So he'd be ready to speak with AF on the drum.
Yeah.
on the meme.
I'm min maxing my my speech. So yeah, and then when I scrolled through his tweet, I saw that he was just spamming too much, and I couldn't catch up on what was going on. So
I just don't care, to be
Hold
honest.
on.
I don't know.
Niggas in the chat are saying that he's actually 22 and he's lying on Twitter. So this nigga can't even tell the truth about his age. This nigga is lying about
If he's
everything.
22, that makes way more sense to me.
That does make a lot more sense. I just assume based off of something I saw in replies, but people could just be talking shit.
Yeah.
Nope, now I notice. It says born December 17, 2000, but he says 27 in his bio. You know what?
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy's literally getting fatality live on there. But with that being said, have you guys seen the new Mortal Kombat shit? Like the closed test and all that other shit? I don't think we talked about.
I have not.
I've seen the gameplay.
I've heard that niggas is not cocking with this game, bruh.
Not as
cool
much
to
as
me.
they were talking with the trailer.
I didn't get a stress test code, so I haven't been playing. But the people who have been watching streaming it have been seeming like they're having a great time.
Wait, really? I've heard nothing but bad things about this game.
What have you been hearing exactly?
I've been hearing that this game is like very slow, even slower than the Mortal Kombat 11. Apparently, there's like I haven't watched much gameplay, so I don't know how true this is, but they're saying that a lot of the animations don't look like they're finished. I guess there's like a dash, like the dash animations or whatever look really bad or some bullshit, that the new like gameplay changes, quote unquote, that they made don't actually make that much of a difference on the actual combat. And yeah, that's pretty much a lot what I've been hearing. Mainly the fact that it's really, really slow.
I mean, the gameplay, like I have been watching streams. Like I said, I've been watching, Sonic and the dude Inzim and a couple of people. They all seem like they were having a lot of fun. As far as like speed, the game did look a little bit slow, but I didn't really think a lot of it because Mortal Kombat 11 looked really, really slow when we first saw it as well. But it's just because like niggas didn't know what they were doing yet in the game. And, like when you see MK11 now, if you've watched it at all, well, outside of like zoning matches, like the game speed looks fine. Like it looks like how you would expect or want it to. So I just assumed that with time this game would follow suit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Although I did see a tweet from Sonic that said that he felt like that they felt like the dash speed or something, what was it, like dash blocking or something about something being a little bit too slow and could be a little bit faster, but I didn't think too much of it.
Oh my
I
gosh,
heard
I can play
that
the
about
game.
dash blocking as well. I think they wanted to nerf it in this game or something. I don't really even know what dash blocking is. I'm not tapped into Mortal Kombat like that, but it was like kind of disappointing for me to hear a lot of people talking shit about it because I'm a Mortal Kombat hater, and when I saw that trailer, I was like, "Yo, this shit looks kind of fucking fire."
That tag mechanic kind of had me
curious. I actually saw things for the first time in my life that made me say, "Is Mortal Kombat saucy? Like, what is going on here?" I never thought I'd ever say that about that game.
Especially with Street Fighter just coming out and killing it.
Oh, Street Fighter is the best game ever.
I'm glad you're really liking it. Are you still JP, by the way? Off topic?
I mean, I'm keeping them in my pocket, but I'm a juryman now. I sniff feet. It is what it is.
Okay. I heard.
Zachy Rogers taking the 5.
Actually, you know what? I was gonna lie and be like, I heard Jury's most playable character, but I heard Lotus say that. Is that the case?
Jury is very popular and is probably the best character in the game. Probably her or Luke.
Okay. Bruh, this game is so stupid. This jungle don't.
Bro, Unite has you in its clutches, man. You're never.
Bruh, every time I don't play
hop
jungle.
on Street Fighter. Get off this bullshit, bruh.
Until they turn the servers off, bro, you are stuck mentally, man. I'm sorry.
Bruh, when I don't play jungle, I have somebody whose brain's like on their fucking hands just playing the game, bruh, and I just gotta sit here and just deal with it.
After where are you going if they shut Unite down?
I'll probably
Smite. Going to League of Legends? Oh.
Wait, you said what? Hey, I'm doxing the servers right now, nigga. It's done.
Don't do that, bro.
Do this, man.
It's over, bro. I'm shutting this game down. Let's hop on Smite, King.
I saw somebody in the comments when Afro asked for somebody in Master. He said, "Just play Smite, bro." And I'm like, "Dog, what?"
I mean, Smite will be the closest thing to this.
Smite is okay. It's time that we like be for real for once. Smite is the best MOBA ever made. It's Christ-like.
They're robbing shit from me.
I thought he was gonna be serious.
Hello, I am being serious.
I thought he was gonna be serious for a second.
Goodbye, everybody. So they got Umbra on it.
You know what I need to hear you niggas talk about? Well, all of us talk about, because we it's been so long since we did a beam. We ain't get to talk about it, bro. Everybody here seen Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, let's talk about it, man.
I think it's about that time. It's about that time. So listen.
We can talk spoilers, right? It's just been out for like a month. You niggas don't care if you haven't seen it.
Chat. Look,
be so
be for
don't care.
Just type 2 in the chat if you haven't seen it and you care. Because I'm sorry. I just want to know the amount. This is a service for myself. I'm still gonna say it. No. We're still gonna talk about it. We're still gonna talk about it, but I just want to see. I want a survey of who actually hasn't seen it and cares by now.
Hop on TikTok, go watch it, nigga. What are you doing? Like, bro, be for real. Be for real. Like, what is going on, bro? We lost the plot.
I mean, okay. Join back in like a few minutes, bro, because we gotta talk about it, bro. Like, enough time has passed.
Are they gone?
The last person on Earth to see that movie. So
I was the last person on Earth to see that shit.
Actual person on the planet to see that movie.
I'm not gonna lie, Omega. I heard the Screets. Like, can these niggas count? Okay, I couldn't get. Guy had 43. I can't count. My fault. I heard the Screets talking about that you're calling it like a kids movie and you're like slandering it as if you were preparing not to see it. Is that the case?
Me?
I could have sworn I heard that from
that couldn't be Omega. He won't listen boots. There's no way.
Here's the thing. I was getting mad at the Spidey sexuals, right? Because it was y'all, when I tell you it was nonstop, it was nonstop for weeks. Niggas coming in my chat. Have you seen Spider-Man yet? Oh my God, I just saw Spider-Man. It's so good. It's like, bro, get a personality, bitch ass nigga. First of all, I'm playing Street Fighter. I'm trying to get racist with JP, and I gotta hear you talking about fucking Spider-Verse. I don't care, nigga. I'm on Street Fighter, the best game ever made. Because I made the Giga Chad decision to not go see Spider-Man on the week it came out because I was playing Street Fighter like a fucking man. Anyways.
I've also been playing Street Fighter. I saw Spider-Man. I don't know.
Spider-Man was it was pretty good.
I think it's significantly better than the first movie, personally.
Really?
I don't know about significantly.
I don't agree with that one.
No, because I thought that movie was fucking amazing, and I thought the first one was just okay. Like when I saw the first Spider-Verse, I was like, I was like. Well, I never really talked about it because Toasty was so hurt. Much, and that was the first time I ever saw that nigga.
He said, "Wow."
No, but like that was legit the first time I ever saw that nigga that happy. I was like, I'm gonna let this nigga enjoy this, bro. I'm gonna not be a hater. And I thought the movie was just very okay.
But I'm going crazy
every day for like weeks. I was like, I'm letting this nigga have this. But in my mind, I was like, that movie was some mid kind of.
Mid.
Whoa! That's
like okay, no, but no, so when I say mid, I'm being a little hyperbolic. Also, I forgot that the word mid is derogatory now. It doesn't actually mean just like.
Well, like explain average, it. No, it's valid. Just explain what you mean.
Even if you were to say that it was average, I still disagree. I thought
it was a good movie, but I never thought it was warranted for all the insane hype and praise that it got. I liked it, but I didn't think it was anything.
Say his name. Say his name.
Hold on. It's funny you say that about the first movie because that's kind of how I feel about this movie. Yeah. I think it's still like very great, like for sure. Like I love this movie 100%. But I actually feel like the first one was more special than this one.
Yes,
I agree.
The first one was more special, but that's only because of the ecosystem. Like we already saw the first one,
right?
So, like,
exactly.
Magic wand,
wanting equality between this and that one.
Honestly, I do still have like one gripe with the second Spider-Verse movie, and it's that like it doesn't feel like. It doesn't feel like we're getting the full like because obviously it's a part. You know, it's one half, right? Yeah. But it feels like a little bit unfulfilling to me. Like to me, it feels like the movie keeps like rising and rising and rising. It's reaching a climax, and then like right before we're getting to like the Giga Chad like climax moment, movie ends.
Continue.
That's the reason why I didn't really like this movie.
That's what I'm saying about it.
That's what I think is so fire about it. Because like that's another thing too. When I was watching the first movie, like I'm not saying that it went on for too long, so I don't want that to be interpreted. I don't want what I'm about to say to be interpreted that way. But like when we got to the movie, I was like, yeah, this feels like the movie's about to end like it should end. When I was in the theater watching this one, that movie is like almost 2.5 hours long or some shit. I did not realize
it's actually the longest animated animated
right,
like,
and I could
movie ever.
I could not tell because when I was in the theater, right, like it felt. I agree that it feels like it's rising and rising and rising. When we got to that climax, I didn't realize 2 fucking hours had gone by. I'm like, yo, shit's about to go down, and then the movie ended. I was like, I literally stood up in the theater like, there's no fucking way this is where it ends.
Bro. A lot of people were mad at my theater.
I wasn't mad, but I was just laughing. But I was like, "There's no fucking way!" Like I literally stood up and said that out loud. But I'm just like, "Well, shit! I can't wait for the next fucking part." Whereas, like before, when I watched the first movie, I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll watch the second one if it comes out." But now that I've seen the second one, I'm like,
"Bro, I'm about to fucking."
Here's the thing, though. Like in the future, like in the future that we live in, where all 3 of these movies are out, I don't think you could just watch the second one like by itself. Like you can't spin this movie And that's not to say that it's like bad for that, but for me, like that's a quality that I like. Like if I ever spin this movie again, I'm gonna be like, oh, now I gotta watch the third one.
I don't think that's a fair. I don't think that's a fair comment because it's the second one in a trilogy. So like, of course you can.
I mean, no, you could watch any Lord of the Rings movie or any other series movie or whatever. You can watch them all.
I can't speak on Lord of the Rings. So I ain't never seen it, but like it's
amazing.
Like, this movie is the direct sequel to the first one. So like you're supposed to watch the first one first.
I feel like for specifically like Harry Potter, like the last Harry Potter that is split into two parts, I like things about the first one that aren't in the second, because the second one's all about finishing the story. And there's things about the first one, like character stuff, that I actually like watching. So sometimes
you're just talking about specifically just Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, because that's like the same thing as this, like where it's like a part 1 of 2 when it's also the ending, because the third is the last.
Yeah, I just feel like
thing we're getting.
And I just feel like it's also a little bit different too when you're adapting something that already exists. But when you're creating a story, like you literally have the freedom to end it like any way you want to. And ending it like in a way that for me wasn't 100% like satisfying was a little bit of a disappointment. I still think the movie's like a masterpiece. It's amazing. I loved it. I saw it twice. The second time I saw it, I loved it even more. But that's like my only gripe. It's not like anything massive. It's not gonna like detract my enjoyment of it. But I felt like the first time I saw like Spiderverse, like that was like generational. Because like Toasty said, it was the first time we saw something like that. And now like with this time, like I think it's better. I think it's a better movie, but I don't think it's like amazingly better to the way like it makes the first Spider-Verse look bad.
So for me, there's just a lot of elements that I feel like are as good or better than the first movie, and then when you combine it all, I just feel like it's more like I enjoyed this storyline a lot more than the first one. I think the soundtrack, like the album for this movie, I think is head and shoulders above the first one. Like
chill.
What are you doing?
I disagree.
Sunflower solos, brother.
Listen, I like again. See, I can't give compliments to the second without being like, but I like the music in the first one. But outside of Sunflower, I don't ever go back and listen to any of those songs. Whereas since I have seen this movie, like just this morning, I was listening to Self Love. You know what I'm saying? Like
Self Love is the only song on that album that I'm listening to. Self Love is good.
Self Love is great.
Well, anyway, I personally am regularly listening to that album or songs off that album since I have seen it, and it's been a few weeks now.
Wait, I kind of want to know which ones are you listening to, because I disagree. I think the soundtrack is like
So Am I Dreaming? The Rocky track, I fucking love that song a lot. I think it's the one that plays at the very end of the movie.
Okay. Hold on.
I really like Home with Don Toliver, and I think Uzi's on that one. And then you have Self Love, which is probably my favorite track on the whole thing.
I would agree with that.
I don't like, I'm not saying like start to finish. It's just like, oh, this album is fucking peak. But like,
I get you.
Like when I was listening to, or when I was watching the first movie, outside of Sunflower, I didn't hear any songs. Like I like the What's Up dance. Like it's good music. But I didn't immediately go home or like hop on Spotify and like start playing that music. When I got home from the theater after seeing this, I played "Am I Dreaming" immediately upon getting home.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all weren't cocky with Mona Lisa? Like that's that. Like, am I the only one that loves Mona Lisa? Am I
hold on. So to me, the thing that like was kind of disappointing for me is that I think the music when I was watching the movie was like 12 out of 10 peak. Like it was fucking amazing. But then when I went home to like play the album, I don't think the music works as well like outside of the movie.
And that's my thing. I liked every song when I heard it in the movie. Some of these songs standalone, I'm not playing them on repeat. But the songs that I like off here that I am playing on a regular basis, like the ones I named earlier, it's only like 4 or 5 tracks, but I like those a shit ton.
Also,
I'm
sorry.
I like Am I Dreaming and Self Love just as much, if not more, than Sunflower, personally.
That's crazy. I think Am I Dreaming, like to me, when I okay, look, I love ASAP Rocky, but I don't know, like his verse to me sounds like some like Degrassi rap shit. Like it kind of sounds like
listen.
Can we talk about Wayne's verse? That shit is god awful, bro.
Yeah, bro. Wayne's voice verse is literally just like, all right, we want you on the song, but you can add one word of your own choosing, and he chose Tunchi, bro. That's it.
Spiderverse.
Anyway, I don't like the Wayne track god awful. But I will say, like Rocky's performance on "Am I Dreaming," it's not anything particularly great. I might even say it's a weak verse, but just like the beat, the flow, the vibe, like you know what I'm saying. I just really like the song. I just really like the song.
You know what song I really like? There's 2 songs on here that I really like for like a minute and a half, but I think go too long, and that's "Hummingbird" and "Calling." I feel like they're just like a little too long. If they were shorter,
I really like
especially
James Blake,
Hummingbird.
Yeah, I really like James
didn't
Blake.
need that
That
beginning
song
section. I feel like it could have just jumped into the actual song.
Yeah, Hummingbird, like
shit sounds like it's some.
Because like in the actual movie, Hummingbird was one of my favorite songs. I was like, oh, I know this is gonna get played. This is gonna get mileage out of me. But then when I listened to it outside of the movie, I was like,
I dead ass when fucking Gwen's walking through the fucking joint and Selfless starts playing, I dead ass got chills and I start like bopping in my seat and shit. I was like, yo, whatever song this is, I'm playing this shit when I get to the crib.
I'm gonna say this. Coi Leray has put out some of the most bullshit ever. Self-love. Facts.
I was not a Coi Leray fan prior to hearing this song, but this is one of my favorite songs of the year.
This song it's really fucking good.
This the one, bro. Hey, whoever wrote that joint for her, get her to keep writing that.
Yo, for real.
That album for real did grow on me, and that was like one of the songs I really started fucking with a lot more.
We need Metro Boomin on every Coi Leray album and whatever writer for that song.
You know what's crazy though?
Actually carrying this year. I'm be honest.
When I got home and I got on Twitter, I saw a lot of people that were saying like the music was mid or the album was kind of trash or whatever. Like I remember one of the tweets I saw that had like thousands of retweets on it was like I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but trying to quote it as much as I can. It said, "Not even Metro Boomin could escape the album movie or the movie album is mid curse or some shit like that."
First of all, that's not even true because the Black Panther album was mad good. So
yeah, and the first Spiderverse album is really good. And it's like I think people go into these albums sometimes either without seeing the movie or with expectations that it's gonna be like a regular commercial release. When it's like, no, nigga, they have to phone some of this shit in, obviously, for a movie, especially a movie like Spider-Man. Like, you're not gonna hear Future doing his regular Future shit on a Spider-Verse soundtrack.
That's why we had Lil Wayne say Spider-Verse at the end of his verse. Like, you know, it makes sense.
That shit was
one thing this album
was goofy. Spider-Verse.
One thing this album like really showed me is that I need more Sway Lee, bruh. Because any song Sway Lee was on, oh man, he was killing it, bro. Sway Lee on Calling, my nigga, classic, bro. That's classic. Well, yeah. Anyways,
yeah, no, Moose was fire.
When everyone gets quiet, he's like, oh, okay. Because everyone stopped talking, he's just like,
well, I was just listening to it. What the nigga was saying. Let him finish.
You had more to say. I was gonna let you.
In the auditorium, I'm looking around like, guys, anybody? Like, help! I'm alone.
Oh my gosh, too close.
This man's playing Unite, brother.
Bro, what is this Unite fucking slander? I'm so sick of it.
I get on Afro, but you look good.
Get on, bro. Yeah, get on, bro.
You're good, bro. You're good.
No, I'm not gonna lie, nigga. I'm tired, bro. I play with you and Kabuki back to back, and I'm not saying this, y'all. But
bro,
I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing, bro. It's not y'all. It's just those games. They're just like I have to fight for my fucking life every time, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. I go solo queue. It's just not that bad. I got Pinky out. It's like relaxing.
I agree. Same way.
I play with
low key. Can we get a Hobie movie?
A Hobie movie would be fire.
Best character in the fucking show or movie.
The thing is, like, this nigga has like maybe like 5 lines total, but every line is a banger. Like,
but
that's how you know.
His energy was just like, you know.
I fucking love that character.
Oh my gosh,
my man's was low key about it.
I thought so. What's funny is that I thought there was gonna be like this weird like love triangle thing going on between like him, Gwen. And,
I'm glad they didn't do that.
But I'm pretty sure Gwen and Hobie were fucking. I'm pretty positive about that.
Maybe, probably.
But they didn't make it like a love triangle plot line though. Like that's the thing. Like I'm glad they didn't do that shit.
I thought that's what they were setting up at first.
I don't think they would do that, especially with the way that the movie ended. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, I don't know where you set that up and start doing that in the third movie at this point. There's just too much other shit going on.
And I feel like Hobie was like literally like a homie to Miles type shit. Like he literally like helped him break out of that joint. Like Hobie's just
he was on some big bro shit.
Yeah, Hobie's the GOAT, man.
I don't even think Hobie see Gwen like that, to be honest. It might be only one way, but like he definitely don't reciprocate.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, but when bro said you left your toothbrush at my place, I was like, oh, this
bro, toothbrush, sweater or something. Like he was leaving.
She had his shoes on.
He was like, are those my chucks?
Those my chucks.
But I feel like if he knew how much everybody was literally fucking mentioning him at every moment for Miles, that he wouldn't have said that. But like he just showed up, so he was just
also
like, you
very surprised.
And your toothbrush.
I saw a tweet and I felt the same sentiment where it was like, because everyone's been like fawning all over Hobie, rightfully so. And somebody made a tweet that was like, I can't believe we're living in a timeline where it's like the most unanimously character agreed to be like beautiful and shit is like a dark skinned, big lip, wide nose, like not in a derogatory sense, being said like a black person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That looks like that. Just like and rightfully so. The nigga's gorgeous.
Hey, he cool, bro. He was him.
Yeah, it's that. Them doing Hobie so well in this movie was. I can't wait to like see his actual world and beyond, because that's
Okay, so
crazy.
oh man, the art style for that. Oh
Yeah,
my
like
god,
seeing them being in that universe is gonna be so
that's
insane.
that's actually my favorite part about Spider-Verse is how every universe has its own art style.
Yup.
That's really fucking dope. But
Okay.
how we feeling about Miguel though? Like how we feeling
I
about
think
like
they did him really well, to be honest.
It's cool.
I love that shit. 'Cause I've seen a lot of like think pieces of people being like, hey, Miguel's not, he's not actually right, or he's not correct, or there's a bunch of flaws in his like theories or whatever. It's like, yeah, nigga, he's a person. Like, there's gonna be flaws in the way the nigga thinks. Like, that's kind of the point. That's how you get conflict.
He's
But
not
Miguel,
like-
Miguel's the
obviously, I would say obviously he serves as the antagonist at that point in the movie, right? But it's like you gotta understand where the niggas come from. He's like, bro, I tried it already. Like I tried it. I fucked up
gosh.
everything. I almost destroyed the entire world. So don't be like me. He trying to help Miles. He's like, nigga, I know how you feel.
He's
I
thinking
get it.
reasonable.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just being logical.
Even if what he says isn't true, the fact that he had a happy life and it literally all vanished in front of him, type, like, yeah, nigga, I'd probably act a little like that too, bro. Like, be for real.
Yeah, I like that they've kept him in the area. Like, even despite I'm just saying, whispering in a kid's ear that he's a mistake and should never exist.
That shit
is
was
crazy.
gas. That shit
Nah,
was gas.
that came from a fucking place that I hope we
That
see,
shit was
bro.
gas.
That was some
And, like,
him activity. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think that's my favorite. Might be one of my favorite. No,
That shit is
actually,
so crazy.
that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. My actual favorite
Nah,
scene in the
Miles
movie
is-
is when Gwen and Miles are like hanging upside down from like that little building,
Oh,
that
yeah.
rooftop
That
joint.
would be your favorite scene.
What you mean?
That is a you aesthetic. That is a you aesthetic.
That is
What?
very Omega aesthetic, bro.
What? Killing myself? What? Like, what are we
Bro,
What's happening?
no, the scene, the moment, the atmosphere. You feel me?
I would
that
say
shit
I
was
don't,
fire.
no, it was. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just like if you would have gave me like 3 guesses to pick what your favorite scene in the movie would have been, that would have been one of my guesses.
Bro,
without a doubt.
that seems like a scene that if that game was on a PlayStation game, Omega would have took the picture and put it on Twitter, bro. Like that's just
if
what
you-
I'm
if
saying.
you went-
That's just what I'm
went
saying.
in-
They
if
reading
you wasn't
bro.
in a happy, if you weren't already in a happy relationship, that shit definitely would have been screenshotted and tweeted out.
Oh, that should have been my header. Like, what are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, Okay,
to me, peak moment is still Miles saying, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing." Like, nigga, that shit fire.
That shit was fire.
is so
Son.
fire.
I just need to know what everyone's reaction was when you realized. First of all, when did everyone realize, or did you realize at all that Miles went to the wrong like Earth or whatever? And then what was your reaction when that nigga showed up as the fucking Prowler, nigga?
It was,
That was
so
nah.
the moment for me was when because I had a hint when his mom was like, oh, like, what'd you do to your hair? And I thought I was crazy at first. I was like, did he change his hair? And then it was obviously when Uncle Aaron was like, you took your braids out. I was like, oh, okay, so this very clearly this is not his universe.
My answer is really Spidey sexual. I
Oh,
noticed
God.
I noticed his mom's eyes were green and her eyes are brown.
Okay,
And her-
You're
I-
weird.
Bro,
No,
you
no,
are
no,
you
no,
are
no,
weird
no,
for
no.
that. You are weird for
Okay,
that.
no. Let him cook. Because I'm very far from Spidey sexual, right? But I also noticed they were green. But it was one of those things where I was like, wait, were her eyes always green?
No,
But I didn't put it.
I did not notice that. I didn't even know
No,
that.
because they're like kind of bright, even though that
Yeah.
scene's kind of dark. So it does stand out. So I was like, were her eyes always green like this? And I couldn't really remember. I was like, and then when they stepped out of the room, I was like, oh, shit look kind of different around here. And then
You're right. Yeah, because it was also when he was like, oh, like I gotta tell Dad. He's like, come on, like I'm trying hard to take care of us, and it was like, hold on now. So that was like, it was pretty ham-fisted at that point.
Lotus, thank you for being on my side. All right, but the second way that I knew for a fact it wasn't it, right? As soon as she came in the room, right? He put on the jacket, right? And normally Miles's jacket is Spider-Man colors. In this movie, it's like kind of like a darkish kind of green and red, right?
yeah.
This one is green and purple. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's not
Yeah, and then
I didn't even realize that.
yeah,
Nigga.
he was wearing the jacket that was green.
Y'all
That was
are
green purple.
crazy.
This nigga not. This nigga not watching the movie. He's studying the damn thing.
No,
bro.
no. Go ahead.
Analysis shit. It's
Go
crazy.
ahead, tell them about the Spidey sense colors too, because I don't think niggas is listening,
Nah,
bro.
we all saw that shit. That shit was gas when I figured that out.
Yeah, I feel like that was pretty easy to notice. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I'll-
for sure.
I'll small.
Easy to notice is gas, but
You might miss it if you're an amateur.
I only caught that because of TikTok. But I can lie and be like, yeah, I knew.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know. I'm gonna be for real.
Nah, TikTok
Yeah,
put me
but
onto that.
I'm saying that was easy to notice now, like after the movie, though. Like I wouldn't have noticed it like back. Obviously, I don't think anybody would notice it back then. That's crazy.
You know,
But-
as somebody who like isn't super into Spider-Man, there is shit that like I would see and I was like, wait, was shit like that before? But I couldn't remember.
And I think that
you know, right, Omega? You know, right? You
know what?
Oh, you don't know about the spider sense shit in the first movie?
What the fuck are you talking about?
So, all right. So when he meets Peter Parker in his original Earth, Miles, and he meets him, right? And like their Spidey senses start fucking with each other, right? His color scheme, Miles's, goes from green and purple to red and blue. Like
Oh, that's so cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, and everybody sees that as that. No, what I didn't notice, I don't know how people missed that the spider was glitching in the first one. That's like the first thing you
Oh
see.
yeah, that I knew.
Yeah,
I
I
just
jump scare.
I just wrote it off as like some weird shit. I was like, okay, they're just being creative. I
Being
guess.
goofy.
Like, yeah,
Being
and
quirky.
that's what's so good about this movie and the series is that because it's so stylized and artistic, they can hide details like that, and you think, oh, they're just being like
Part of
artsy
it.
fartsy.
Yeah,
But then it's like
that's what I'm
it's
saying. There's,
actually
like, a
has
lot of
something to
shit.
do with it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of shit where like I noticed it, but I don't know what to think of it. Cause I'm like, is this a stylistic thing or did I misremember some shit? And it's you don't know until after the fact.
Yeah.
You know, I always feel like when I finished watching like the Spiderverse movie, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like it's pretty good. But then like I don't realize how much I liked it until I started talking about it with other niggas. And I'm like, damn, yeah, that shit really is fire, ain't it? Like that shit is kind of peak.
Brother.
Also, Miles with the fucking braids, that shit cold.
That shit was
Yep.
fire. That shit was fire.
When he pulled up with the braids, I was like, "Oh, this nigga raw!" And he had on the fucking his own Spider-Verse Jordan ones. Also, did y'all peep? Did y'all see?
Right? I know you getting them. You getting them.
Those
okay,
shits are ass. I'm not
no,
copping.
So
The
so
new
here's the
ones,
thing.
those are not
I
good.
don't. So I have the lost and found ones. I have 2 pairs of those, right? So I prefer a regular Chicago over the regulars. I don't like the first Spider-Verse Jordan, but I did like the scene because like he's wearing a pair of Chicago ones because that's like what he wears. And then when he goes to the wrong Earth or whatever, you see his shoes glitch and turn into the new pair. I don't like the new pair, but because I like the movie so much, I'm like I'm on the fence about buying a pair just for collector's sake.
You're a better man than me. Those shoes are garbage. I will not bring those in my home.
I don't plan on wearing them, but I
not
low-key
bring
want
them
them because I
in
like the movie. They also made the Prowler version that the other Miles was wearing, but they're limited right now to like a 100 pairs, like a friends and family release. So I will not be getting those. I don't like them anyway, but even if I
I think those are
want them for
the
collection.
ones I'm talking about. Those look dog shit. The ones
we're
that
talking about
other.
the new Jordan ones, like the Miles ones. The red.
Oh,
I'm
I
talking
don't-
about. Okay, hold on. I'll get you pictures so we're on the
Yeah.
same page.
The Prowler Jordan ones are garbage. Those
Yeah,
shoes are terrible.
I don't like those, but this is the Spider-Verse, basically the Spider-Verse 2.0 that came out recently.
Meanwhile, more Spidey sexual shit. That's pretty crazy. So Miguel, right? You keep telling Miles that he ain't like everybody else.
Oh, these are also dog shit, but yeah.
Yeah, but if you watch back, like when I think it's when he's on the stairs, he's walking up and his shoes glitch and he turns from Chicago's into these. And then
okay.
the Prowler walks and he has like his own pair, like Jordan.
These Chicago ones, I wouldn't mind owning those as a collector piece. Those Prowler ones I will never touch those. I'll never look at them. I don't want to see them.
I don't blame you.
But it is cool that the team that Miguel decides to bring with him happens to be composed of all people who didn't have the normal Spider-Man story, but he somehow sees himself and them as like real Spider people, but not Miles. Because Miguel wasn't bitten by a radioactive spider, neither was Jessica Drew or Ben Reilly. He's a clone. So they all are people who didn't get their spider powers the way that Peter Parker or like all these other people did. So it is just very interesting that that is his group that he decided to pick.
You know how I knew that media literacy is just not a common thing? When niggas was like, how are all these Spider-Men like just going along with what Miguel said? As if they didn't point out that he only recruits people that agree with him. Like,
Yeah.
like hello, like, are you listening? Are you watching the movie or what?
It's just that, and like this corporation is obviously way too big. Like he can tell like certain people only certain things. He doesn't have to like let them know everything about the
Also
corporation
true.
and what they do. Like it's just like, and even then, Peter, like as we've seen in recent shit, Peter is utilitarian. Peter would not sacrifice the whole universe for one person. Like, unless, like, it's a very specific case where, funnily enough, it affects him. Because people have been bringing up the fucking... There's, like, a scene in Shattered Dimensions where Peter argues with Miguel about saving Mary Jane's life because he knows she's going to die. And he says, you don't know the first thing about being Spider-Man if you wouldn't save her. It's like, yeah, but this is her to you, though. If this was somebody else that didn't know Mary Jane, you wouldn't feel the same way because that personal connection is what makes that difference. You'll want the universe to fucking die for someone you care about, but if it's someone you don't care about, then you wouldn't think twice. Like, that's the thing. Like,
I also found it like I also really liked what Miles said in that situation where he's like, but I'm Spider-Man, like Spider-Man always finds a way, because it does like feel like that. And then when the other Spider people was like, not always, man, like the shit ain't like that, because everybody there is fucking traumatized, beaten and bruised up. The shit was like, damn, that shit kind of hit.
And real shit, like fucking Peter B. Parker said, like if it weren't for Uncle Ben, most of them niggas would not be there, bro. They wouldn't be Spider-Man. Like this is how it is. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, what you said.
The coolest thing about the movie to me, like in terms of what it did with the characters that I already had, is that Miguel didn't need like his entire backstory like fleshed out for you to like understand kind of what he is. Like you get a faint idea, because like Gwen calls him a vampire and shit, when it's like it's not really a vampire. He kind of like he's literally like half spider essentially. Like his fangs or whatever that he tries to like bite Vulture with, weren't him like trying
he ain't trying to bite Vulture, nigga. He was gonna eat that nigga, bro. That shit looked demonic,
I'm
bro.
low-key kind of tight.
Paralyze that nigga, bro.
I'm low-key kind of tight. They didn't do anything with that shit for the rest of the movie, because I was like, oh shit, what type of, because I don't know shit about Miguel O'Hara. I never heard of this nigga before this movie, right? So I was like, oh, this nigga a vampire? What the fuck? So I thought we was gonna see that later, and we just never did.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny because in the first movie, they didn't make like new models. So Gwen's Peter is like literally like 37 years old, and Miguel is like literally Peter B. Parker but with a new skin over him. So he's like lanky as fuck. But in this movie, he's literally like a massive being, like
fucking.
So is this version of Miguel that's in this movie, is that like how he is in the comics? Like, is that accurate?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's kind of fire.
It is kind of wild. Like that's also it, because it made me really want to like read more about Miguel, because like his backstory is kind of crazy. It's
and
not.
Apparently,
I'm not.
Apparently, Marvel don't really
this,
like Miguel, so they're kind of like trying to like just push him to the side, and a lot of fans just like want more of that.
This movie got me wanting to go read some Spider-Man comics. I'm not gonna cap.
If Miguel is like this in like comics, that's fire.
Yeah, Miguel is like this in the comics. Miguel's probably the most like consistent character within like Spider-Man mythos that's like the same every time you see him. Like he doesn't change really. Like there's not really different versions of Miguel like there is of Miles, or there is of Peter, or there is of Gwen.
Matter of fact, we didn't always talk about Spider-Man. Guess what, boys? I bought the fucking Spider-Man PlayStation game that came out, because I never played it, so I bought that.
Wait, which one?
Hooray!
Which one?
Oh, the Marvel one.
Bro. Here we
You get to get put on the mid.
Anyway,
Bro.
so it's the Ultimate Edition Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it includes the remastered of the first joint. So yeah, I'm gonna play this in anticipation, because also the Spider-Man game that's coming out later this year
sir.
is fucking ridiculous. So I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta play that shit.
Yeah, that shit's gas, bro. Minus Omega's take.
Minus the G for sure.
How many of you niggas played Zelda?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that with Moon specifically, but I played a little bit.
Oh boy, oh boy, I'm ready.
Here we go.
I wanted an update. I wanted an update. I needed an update.
I got my
Alright.
time with Spider-Man, so I'm
if you really want the breakdown, it's better than Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild was like empty. There's a lot more stuff to fill up the world. I still feel like I played probably like 90 hours, right? Most of the shrines are pretty much like, you know, baby's first shrines, you know, like put the square block into the square hole.
Google Gaga.
Yeah,
Google
Gaga. Like, a lot of it is like unfulfilling. I will say for the sages, a lot of people said, yo, they did the dungeons right for them. No, they didn't. The only decent one is the Gerudo one. I haven't done the Goron one yet, but the Gerudo one is good. Baby's first shrines are definitely the Zora and the Dorito one. The Dorito boss is fire. But I will say, my thing that I'm really happy about, side quests. Side quests is dog shit in Breath of the Wild. There was like probably like 2 or 3 decent ones. They definitely upped their game in Tears of the Kingdom. If I gave Breath of the Wild like a 5 out of 10, this is definitely like a 7, maybe even an 8.
This nigga's crazy.
Okay.
As a person who has put like 6 hours in the game, Moon is wrong. I haven't got a chance.
Because you only played 6 hours.
I'm not talking about it. I haven't got a chance to play it that much.
Like, I feel like they did, especially with the depths. I felt like they definitely upped their game with the depths. Maybe the tutorial area kind of gave me like a false perception of how they're gonna handle like the Sky Islands too. The Sky Islands are whatever bullshit. They're just whatever the fuck.
Wait, do you really think Breath of the Wild is a 5?
It's empty. Like a lot of the stuff, like
crazy.
you run, like a lot of the stuff.
Are you surprised by that after the conversations we've had?
I get 5 is crazy
because like I feel like it has potential. Like the thing is, it's hard when a game has like potential and never really do anything with it. Like yeah, there's shrines, they're all spaced apart, and like most of your time is going from one shrine to the other shrine. That's gonna take you like 15 minutes. You might find something along the way that might distract you, but like.
I'm a hater. I have a hard time giving Breath of the Wild lower than an 8. I'm a hater in the sense that I think a bunch of people give Breath of the Wild a 12 when I don't think it's all that.
Yeah, it's definitely. Listen, Nintendo fans going to say, like I said, they were claiming this game was GOATY the moment you glued 2 logs together. It was going to take a lot more than that for me. I was looking for a lot more of a. Also, the story. Not really a fan of the story, how they told it as well. I felt like the geoglyphs, if they told it a little more, I don't know, as you did one shrine. You remember we were talking about like Scarlet and Violet. And like how I hoped, how like it was like fake open world. Like I wish that like if you did one shrine, not one shrine, one gym, the rest of the gyms would kind of like scale up. So if you did one like 5 to 10, the other gyms would kind of like, all right, the next gym you tackle will probably be like 15 to 20. I kind of wish like as you did whatever order you did like the sages, they'll tell you like bits and pieces of the story instead of like I ran into like a spoil, well not really a spoiler, but like story context out of the blue, and it kind of just like. It would have hit a little different. Yeah, it would have hit a little different if I saw like another one before it. So I kind of wish they tried a way to rework that in future ones, but who knows? But yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. Right now, it's like a 7 for me. It's not game of the year. Right now, it's probably going to be between Star Wars and Final Fantasy 16 as of right now, but that's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, bro. 16 is so fucking
good. Yeah.
Y'all think Spider-Man going to be crazier than 16?
I don't know.
I think they're
dick riding 16.
There's Giga bias I got, so I'm gonna say yes for Giga bias.
Here's what I think. I think apparently the game fumbles the ending. I've heard that from more than a few people. So the ending's gonna have to be really bad for me to like detract from this experience. But I doubt Spider-Man is gonna beat this game for me personally.
So and here's my thing.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man, I played Spider-Man 1. I liked it. I played Miles. Miles was better, but shorter. This is going to be my 3rd time around the block with this. Even if they go sicko mode with it, this is my 3rd time around the block doing the swing and shit and all that stuff. So Spider-Man's going to have to fucking wow me for me to even be like really happy with that game at all. It's kind of like the Spiderverse movies. You know what I mean?
For me,
like,
having the characters like Venom and shit is not enough to warrant
a
humongous overhaul of Final Fantasy.
All right, let's relax. Let's relax.
Spider-Man,
bro.
Because that's the
Spider-Man
thing, though,
is gonna have to like give that God of War Ragnarok effect.
Like it gotta be different, bro.
The story for the Spider-Man 2 gotta be like even in the ballpark of 16, you know? And can we talk? I really want. I need you guys. All right, next week we're definitely talking about 16, right? I hope.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I'm beating.
I'm literally forgetting. I'm literally forgetting of the Prodigal Child, bro. What are we thinking about Starfield? That still comes out this year.
I am tapped in,
bro.
I don't okay. Scam me. I don't care. I'm tapped in. I don't give a fuck. That game looks crazy.
So my thing, which is the true make it or break it with that game for me, when I see that game, I see like. You know, Oblivion, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, whatever. I want missions that can like I don't know. I sleep at a fucking hotel or some shit. I get like tossed into a mission. I need really dynamic side quest type shits for that to really sell me. Like that has to be it. Like
about some Fallout shit.
Yes. Yes. Like something like that. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need.
That's what like from that last gameplay showcase thing that they showed. I was already tapped in. After that, like I'm like. Please don't break my heart, bro. Like I'm begging you to nail this game because if they nail like what they're aiming for, this is game of the life, bro. Like,
bro, it had everything. The only missing thing which we can live without was like multiplayer, which we can live without. But it literally had everything.
Even needs. I don't think it needs.
It didn't. It didn't. But it could have had it. Like you saw an area where it could have worked, but it wasn't a big deal to me. But like the customization, the story itself.
One of the crazy things about this is that it looks like it has good RPG elements, which is good for a Bethesda game. But also, dare I say, this looks like the first Bethesda game with even decent combat. Like every Bethesda game, like you're not playing it for the combat. The combat is like just something you engage with or whatever. Like who gives a fuck? But this game genuinely looks fun to play, which is I think the first time I've been able to say that about a Bethesda game.
Explain to me the combat, because I actually saw the opposite. That was the weakest point I saw.
Okay, in comparison to shit like Fallout.
Okay, it was better than Fallout. It was better than Fallout, but I thought like out of everything I was seeing, the combat was still looking like the weakest part.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree, but I don't think the combat was. That's never the reason I'm personally playing a Bethesda game. But I feel like the fact that it looked better than what they had before, like that just is like a upgrade across the board that I'm excited for.
I get you. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think that one is gonna really. I just don't see it being close to Game of the Year because I just don't see people playing it off of just being an Xbox, and
I think that game's gonna get a lot of hate when it comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna get a lot. Like the amount of hate I was seeing just off of the 30 FPS, not 60 FPS, which I understand when people explain it to me, but like the levels of it was crazy. Like I don't know.
Oh,
bro.
Speaking of, I've actually for the first time, like almost ever, I'm actually playing FF16 in the graphics mode, not the performance mode.
My shit keeps crashing, bro.
Yeah, and
Really?
honestly, I think it's perfectly fine. The reason why I switched was because the performance mode is, I mean, it's pretty dog shit. And also it looks very like shit just looks mad soft. Like I don't know if you guys saw the Digital Foundry video or whatever, but the game will dead ass drop to like 720p and shit like that when you're in performance mode. But in the graphical mode, it took maybe like 30 minutes to get used to it. But after I got used to it, I was like, yeah, this is perfectly fine.
I don't think I put it on graphics mode. I might have to swap over try.
I didn't really notice much of a difference between either one, if I'm being honest.
So when I kicked it, I had to immediately kick it back because until they do that motion blur patch, the motion blur is very noticeable.
Yeah,
in
I
graphics
think
when you spin the cam.
When you do if you do switch to graphics mode, like at first you're gonna be like, oh, this is disgusting. I can't deal with this. Give it like maybe 30 minutes or something like that before you switch back. But I think it's something interesting to try. I think like it running at a solid 30 to me like felt better than it like jumping from like 60 to 30 to 40 to fucking 50 to 60 to 20, whatever the fuck. I'm just like, this is I didn't like the performance mode very much.
I got you.
But regardless, the game is fucking amazing. I love this game with all my heart and soul.
Yo, me to
Afro's
you.
a bitch ass nigga.
I don't know if we started.
Fuck.
I don't know
Okay,
if we-
my fault. I take back what I said. Holy shit.
Never mind. I take back what I said.
It's cool, bro. It's cool,
No,
bro.
no.
I don't fuck with you no more
Bro,
now.
you've been hating on FF16. I had to fight back.
No, I haven't hated on FF16. I love it. It doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game to me. That's it. Like when it comes to the combat itself, the lore, sure. To me,
This nigga plays fucking FF14.
but that's my point exactly. The lore itself and how the world presents itself feels like Heaven Towards Stormblood to me. You know what that is? You don't, because you only play shit that's in your face. You don't go out to play actual P.
What?
You play the shit that's in your face. No, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. This motherfucker. No, get off of me. Get off of me. This motherfucker got on Final Fantasy 14 and didn't actually get to the good shit because it was too hard. It was too hard.
Unload on him, bro.
I played 100 hours. I played 100 hours of FF14. When is it enough?
And it's not even close. You didn't finish Realm Reborn. You were close. Bro, the game, like it's crazy when you get the hard copy. When you get the hard copy of Final Fantasy 16, you see the pamphlet. The pamphlet says Final Fantasy 14 Heaven's Ward. The peak's in your fucking face, but you refuse to look.
Yo, you're elite.
Wait,
There's no, it is happening.
Toasty, I feel like you're the middle ground.
No, fuck Toasty. Who made Final Fantasy 16? Yoshi P.
Because you are the far spectrum, bro.
No, I'm not the far spectrum. Yo, who made 16? Yoshi P. What did Yoshi P make? Final Fantasy 14. I'm sick of this. No, I'm not. I'm right where I need to be.
Bro, please, Afro.
Bro, no matter how much dick riding you do,
I've never seen you do this before.
hey, bro, no matter how much dick riding you do, Yoshi P's not putting you in a game, blood. I don't know.
Okay, you're right. You're right about that. No matter how much, no matter how heavy I ride.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad seeing how they talk about Brandon.
Nah,
I'm like,
you're right.
Maybe they should keep niggas out of this. See how white people feel now.
The problem is, I would have loved it if they said that from the beginning. Like, yo, the tones of this game I don't think y'all want this.
I ain't trying to get canceled.
Yo, no spoilers, but like out of blue, somebody's like, they're gonna think I'm a bear lover. I was like, thank God there's no black people, bro. Cause what the fuck?
He had to be safe, bro. It's all right, bro. It's just, you know what he's doing. You gotta let him cook all the time, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That nigga said branded.
Bro, I didn't know there was such thing as a hard D. The way they be saying, "Oh, you branded," or they be like, "You bearer." I'm like, "Oh, I've heard that."
But they be throwing that bear shit. I'd be like, "Okay, all right, I get it."
Also, I will say,
I get it.
This game is very refreshingly mature. I feel like a lot of anime games, I'm like, yeah, sure. They fall into like a lot of like anime tropes, or like whatever that you can find like a Persona or a Tales, or even in past like Final Fantasy games. This one feels like it's for the big boys. It's not for the. It's for the like. It's not the goofy, it's not the Saturday morning type shit. Yeah, this feels refreshingly good.
I need a Benedicta, bro.
I started thinking about this when I was playing the game, and then I came to the conclusion or the realization, like, damn, like, so Clive is like 28 years old, right? Because it's like 13 years later, you start off the game being like 15, whatever. Yeah. I was like, damn, the nigga's damn near 30. And he's like the protagonist of this game. And like, I think the game has an M for mature rating anyway, but like, even just, like far beyond that, I started thinking about obviously like the themes and the concept that we're exploring the game with, obviously like racism and them being like a fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? The branded are obviously slaves, right? And it's, what's the word I'm looking for? I think it starts with the E.
Icons?
No, an allegory. A, right? Is allegory the word I'm looking for? I think is allegory the right word? Regardless, you know what I'm trying to say. Once I thought about the fact that the character is older, it started making me realize all the other stuff in the game that's like more mature or like beyond what I would normally expect for a game like this, and who I would expect the audience.
And he's so jaded early on. It's so cool, bro. He's like, I don't care what happens.
Oh, you so cool, bro. Real talk.
Move, man.
All right, my fault. But with that being said, thank you for coming through to the Everyday Beam Struggle, where we do whatever the fuck we want. And this is episode 10. 2 more episodes left of the season, and then we'll see what we do from there. But
I see Pokemon throwing up blood.
We did see that, but I guess we could talk about that next time.
All right. We're not gonna remember this shit next time.
No.
There'll be some new white consecrator bullshit to talk about.
Bro, I'm not. I just got word. Pokemon said free big slime out the cage. I bet. Okay, she said slat. All right, cool. We got it.
You stand.
Nah.